everyone? Rogold here, and today I wanted to talk about Season 11. It's finally here. Next week on Tuesday, February 28th, we are finally getting this long-awaited latest content for The Division 2. It's come with a lot of delays, a lot of oddities along the way, and so before the update drops and before specifically we get the reveal stream on Monday where we're going to learn a lot more information, I wanted to have one final chat about this update, and easily one of the strangest updates in The Division's history, and specifically go over one aspect to the update that I have not talked about yet and that I will be very curious to hear everybody's thoughts on. So let's get right to it. So in case you've forgotten or you just, weren't around really, I just want to quickly recap kind of what we've gone through with Season 11, because like I said, it's been a very strange road to get where we are. Originally, back in July of 2022, we first got the first mentions of Season 11 when we got a roadmap that said that it was going to be coming in December and that it was going to be coming alongside another new game mode for The Division 2 titled Descent. And so that was great. Everybody was excited to find out more about the game mode. We did get some of that in the Season 10 reveal stream in September, but then come November, we were getting pretty close to when the PTS for this update was going to have to start if it was going to come out in December, and we got the news that not only Descent was being delayed to Year 5 Season 1 the following update, but also that Season 11 itself was being delayed out of December into early 2023. Then come mid-January, we finally get the PTS, which then only is one phase. We'll talk about that in a minute, but then as we get closer to the actual new release date, which was going to be February 7th, as I'm sure a lot of us are aware, they had to delay it yet again due to localization issues. What's interesting is that I'm pretty sure that was the same thing that delayed it out of December in the first place. So even though this update is one of the smallest we've ever gotten for the Division 2. I mean, it's not like there's nothing coming in it, but compared to the likes of even TU16, obviously TU15, TU8, like a lot of that stuff, it's pretty relatively small. But at least according to the devs, these delays were not because of the content itself, rather that the localization was not working properly, and they didn't want to release the update if a lot of languages were going to be missing. So ultimately, this Season 11 update, which again, relatively small in the grand scheme of the Division 2, ended up getting delayed 2.5 months due to localization. Some of that too ended up being because of the build generation system that happened this month. I'm sure many of you remember that. So it's been a very strange road to get to where we are. And to mention that PTS again, I've talked about this in a few other videos, that the general update just has so much odd secrecy around it. The PTS was only one phase. And I mean, there wasn't that much to test, so it wasn't like a huge surprise that it was that short. But what it's left us with, and I've even not done certain videos because I just don't want to speak on things that we haven't gotten updates on. We don't know what the status is on so many of these changes that are supposed to be coming in Season 11, right? What sort of balancing adjustments were made to the gear in the PTS? Were there any changes made to the Raid Exotic change? Were they going to put some of those in the Dark Zone? Were there any changes made to the Jammer Pulse edition that they're doing? We just haven't heard anything on any of that stuff since that one phase PTS back in January. And so I think that's why there is so much anticipation heading into this reveal stream on Monday, is because we just haven't had that communication to really keep us in the loop. So it's going to be interesting to find out all that stuff for sure. But the one other big thing that I wanted to talk about here is what I mentioned at the beginning, is the kind of mystery of the timeline of how things are going to be handled from here on out. Because the question I want to introduce to everybody is, how long do you think Season 11 is actually going to be? Obviously, the standard answer would be 12 weeks. That's what the traditional Division 2 season model is supposed to be. Obviously, a lot of them ended up going a bit longer than that due to certain delays or whatnot. But at their core design, seasons are designed to run for 12 weeks and have events going on throughout the duration of it. But what I want to kind of propose is, do we think there's any kind of a chance that they might shorten Season 11's duration in order to get Year 5 here sooner? Because it's no surprise to us or the devs, or no secret, I should say, that Season 11 is a smaller update than we're accustomed to, or that we were hoping it would be, right, with Descent being included. Now without that, we have the season, some fun new items, a few PvP changes. That's really about it. And I'll remind you again, all of this was supposed to be coming back in December, at which point, if it had launched then, and if it had run for a 12-week duration, Year 5 would have been here in a matter of what? 2-3 weeks? That's kind of crazy. So inadvertently, from Season 11's delays, they've had more time to work on Year 5 stuff. What I'm kind of curious about, and I don't think we're going to find this out, I mean, I guess we will on Tuesday when we see how long the season is going for, is there any kind of a chance that because this is a smaller update, because they know the players aren't going to be as interested as they would have been, say, if Descent was included, is there any chance that they shorten Season 11's duration so that Year 5 gets here sooner? Because probably, I would hope that Year 5 is coming along pretty well, since Again, it was supposed to launch in 2 to 3 weeks, and they've now had all this extra time to work on it. I think there's at least a chance, and I think it would be received very well if we find out that Season 11 is only running for, let's say, 9 weeks, right? And then we get Year 5 a bit sooner, and we can actually jump into the actual, new content that everybody wants to play. I honestly do think that having a shorter and just more bite-sized season, if you will, could be really refreshing for the Division 2 experience. We've heard that Season 11's story is supposed to be pretty fun, so if we could move through it at a bit of a faster pace and get to Year 5 sooner, I think a lot of the player base would be very, very happy with that, and would be more likely to actually stick around and play some of the update knowing that Year 5 is on the way pretty soon. I don't know, that's probably wishful thinking, but I think at this point, with all of the oddities that Season 11 has seen on its road to now finally being released, nothing is off the table as far as what could happen with this update once it actually does release next week. And between the reveal stream and the full update launch on Tuesday, I will be very interested to find out if there are any additional secrets that we have not yet been led onto, whether it is the duration of the season, whether it is anything else in the update itself. It's going to be very interesting to finally have something new to do in the Division 2 after so many months of waiting. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on any and everything regarding Season 11 of the Division 2. What are your thoughts on the road we've taken to get here? Do you think there's any chance they could shorten the season? Again, I wouldn't say it's necessarily likely, but also definitely not off the table. And I think if they were to decrease the season's duration to, 8-9 weeks, a lot of people would be very happy about that. We get to the PTS for Year 5 even sooner, and we just get to that actual batch of fresh content even quicker. I think a lot of people would be quite happy with that. But regardless of how you see it, let me know all of your thoughts down below, and as always, I will be very interested to read through them, and I will see you next week, guys. I'm going to have a breakdown of the reveal stream early Monday morning. Once that goes up, I'm then going to be doing a live stream of the update on Tuesday morning, so be sure to tune back in for all of that. It's going to be a great time. That's going to do it for me today, though. Everybody, once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, Rogue Gold. Out.